For us, it's been all about drilling. So drilling, we've had some exceptional intercepts. We announced our updated resource, so we significantly grew. The gold resource in particular increased by about 40%. And then the silver resource, we added over 10 million ounces.
Welcome everyone to another episode of Inside the Markets Extra presented by StockPulse.com. We are more than honored today to be getting some updates on a PA study from John Miniotis with AbraSilver. He's president and CEO there. Thank you so much, John, for joining us today.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So can you tell us about your recent PA study that you just got back?
So AbraSilver, as a background, we're a gold and silver exploration company with a large project in the Salta region of Argentina called Diablilos. Just this morning, we announced updated economics on that project, which we're very pleased with. I think the results clearly indicated that we have a very robust, highly economic project, and importantly, continue to have significant potential to continue to grow and further improve the project going forward. Looking at the results of the study, the project has an after-tax internal rate of return of over 30% and has a net asset value of over $470 million Canadian, which equals about $1 per share. And so we're currently trading at a deep discount to that valuation. And so, I think the study again shows this is a significant size project. The project has a 16-year mine life with a very robust production profile, averaging over 11 million ounces silver equivalent for the first 5 years, with very low cash costs as well. Cash costs were below $12. So this is a high margin, very robust project with a good mine life and significant potential for growth.
What does this mean moving forward for AbraSilver?
So we have a number of catalysts still on the horizon. So we're currently, the PA study was based on the existing resource that we announced back in September, which followed our phase 1 exploration program. Now we're in the middle of our phase 2 exploration program, which is going to be over 20,000 meters. So we're continuing to drill here. And so we have a number of high priority targets all across the project. And so drilling those, and then coming out again next year with another updated resource estimate is the immediate focus. So this is a project that we think continues to display excellent potential for additional growth. And so this is an advanced stage exploration project where we're actively exploring.
Can you tell us what it's like mining in Argentina, either on the cultural front or on the regulatory front, et cetera?
Yeah. So we're not mining. We're exploring at the moment. So we have exploration rigs, but where we're in the Salta province of Argentina, and actually the Fraser Institute that puts out annual rankings and ranks mining jurisdictions for their attractiveness, actually ranked the Salta province specifically as the number 1 investment jurisdiction in all of Latin America. So Salta is very well known for mining. Especially on the lithium side. So a whole bunch of our neighbors are currently being acquired. And so there's a lot of activity going on where we're at in Salta. So this is a very mining friendly jurisdiction. And we're very happy to be, to be exploring and eventually producing.
How did the COVID-19 pandemic affect operations in Argentina or generally throughout the industry?
Yeah. So for us, we're very fortunate. So really the restrictions were entering. So for any foreigners sort of entering the country of Argentina, there was, strict restrictions in place. But for us, our chief geologist lives in Salta, and so does the entire sort of team at site. And so for them, there were no restrictions. They would drive up to site. Of course, everyone gets tested before going up. You have to have your negative test in order to go to site. And then we actually test all the employees and contractors on the way back down as well. And so we were virtually uninterrupted, I would say, in terms of our drill campaign. So we were, drilling consistently for the entire year, nonstop. And so a number of precautions were implemented at site. But other than that, no serious, sort of negative effects, I'd say, from COVID. We've been quite fortunate in that regard, I would say.
What impacts did you see on the silver or mining industry in general of the COVID-19 pandemic over the last 18 months? And how have things evolved over that time? And how are they kind of looking moving forward?
Sure. I mean, so for exploration companies in particular, I mean, for mining companies, it's different. If you have 1,000 people at site, I'm sure it's a lot more complicated. So for us, we have, a relatively small group of contractors and employees at site at any given time. And so, as I said, I mean, drilling, sort of our program or drill program was largely uninterrupted. Where we did see delays sort of across the industry and across the globe was in receiving back assay results from the labs. So the laboratories, due to transportation, logistical issues, and then sort of issues at the labs themselves, there was much longer than originally expected, sort of timelines to get back your results. So you're able to drill no problem, but then it just takes several weeks longer on average, I would say, to get back those results. And so, over time, there's been some improvements there, and then other times, again, the delays emerge again. But overall, we've been managing very well, I'd say, throughout the entire sort of pandemic.
What's been the biggest stories at AbraSilver in 2021 now that the year's coming to a close?
For us, it's been all about drilling. So drilling, we've had some exceptional intercepts. We announced our updated resource, so we significantly grew. The gold resource in particular increased by about 40%. And then the silver resource, we added over 10 million ounces. So it's been a very busy year for us, drilling, intersecting some very high grade intercepts. And then updating the resource estimate, and then just today announcing the economics on the back of that. And meanwhile, I mean, of course, continue to drill as part of the phase 2 drill program as well. So drilling is still ongoing, and we expect to wrap up phase 2 within the next 5-6 months here. And then again, update another resource estimate next year. So by mid 2022, we expect to have another updated resource estimate be announced. So we've been busy growing the project and then advancing it forward with all the economic studies going on in parallel.
How about silver mining in 2021? What have been some of the big stories? What's the temperature of the industry been?
Yeah, no, it's been wild fluctuations, I'd say, in the silver price for sure. So at the start of the year, silver was very hot. We've seen a lot of new sort of retail investors paying attention, buying physical silver, and also investing in junior exploration companies and silver mining companies for the first time. But yeah, the silver price has been volatile, which, if you've been in the industry long enough, is quite expected, I would say. There's always significant volatility here. But I'd say overall, I mean, the fundamentals are very sound for silver and gold, both those precious metals. And so we see, prices improving for sure over the medium term, I would say. And we see a project like the one we have as being very unique and being extremely valuable under the right market conditions.
And then looking back, or rather looking forward in the silver industry for 2022, what are your expectations there?
Yeah, no. So I expect, based on the fundamentals, I mean, quite a nice rebound, I would say, in terms of the overall silver price. And so hopefully looking for higher silver and gold prices next year for sure. I'd say there's still a significant sort of shortage of new silver mines coming into development. And so we don't see any new silver mines really being constructed of significant scale in this market. And so we really have constrained supply and rising demand. And so you see, that could drive much higher prices as we look forward.
How about looking forward to 2022 at AbraSilver? What can people expect from the company?
Yeah, so it's going to be another exciting year for us for sure. We'll be extremely busy. So again, we'll be completing the phase 2 exploration program, which is well underway now, and so we'll continue to have ongoing announcements from that program on a very regular basis, every few weeks, I would say. And then by sort of the middle of the year, we'll again announce another updated resource estimate. We're continuing to do further metallurgical testing, other study works going on in parallel. And so we're positioning ourselves to have a feasibility study completed by the end of 2023. So 2022 is continuing to grow the size of the project and move it forward.
Any other comments on what's to come at AbraSilver?
Well, I think we covered a lot. No, thanks very much. And yeah, I'd say please follow us. We have lots of news flow on the horizon, and so continue to look out for that as it's announced.
You've been watching another episode of Inside the Markets Extra presented by StockPulse.com. We've had the honor today of sitting down with John Miniotis with AbraSilver. Thank you so much, John, for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
And thank you, everyone, for listening.